Hello, my name is Trevor Haney, and I am a technology and engineering teacher at Oxford Area High School, which is pretty close to Millersville. It's in Chester County. I will be starting my third year at Oxford Area High School, with 1 year of teaching before that at Westminster High School in Maryland. So I'm pretty familiar with Millersville. I did my undergraduate at Millersville, and I got my bachelor's in technology education, and I'm super excited to start this course. This is going to be the very first grad class that I actually take, so really excited to be in this class. So a little bit about what I actually teach. I currently teach 9th through 12th grade students, which is pretty cool. Potentially I'll be able to get to have students all 4 years, because I teach 6 different classes with 4 students currently taking an independent study with me, which makes for an extremely busy day. I am the sole Project Lead the Way teacher at the school, so like I said, I'm pretty lucky through that Project Lead the Way that I can have students for all 4 years. They actually should be, if they're in the program, they start off as freshmen in my Introduction to Engineering Design class, and in that class they kind of learn the basics, the whole engineering design process, some basic statistics. We go in depth with some CAD and some technical drawings, and then if they really enjoyed that, usually I can capture them and I can have them for all the rest of the years. And generally, after that, they take the Principles of Engineering Design class with me, and that we increase the rigor a little bit. We do some mechanical calculations, some static calculations. We get into robotics, some energy and power stuff, which is pretty cool. Then, their junior year, we do some aerospace engineering, which is a really extremely fun class. It has a lot to do with like NASA and what not. And then their senior year, which this is going to be the very first time that we offer it this year, we're doing civil and architectural engineering. So I'm pretty excited about that class. Just got back from the training to teach that class. So that's all of my Project Lead the Way courses, and besides the Project Lead the Way courses, I also do some general elective classes. We do an engineering design class, where we've kind of moved into completely doing some large-scale design problems with learning how to do some CAD with it. We just got a 3D printer, so kids are really super excited about that class. And then we also have a standard general architecture class, which I've been constantly getting more and more kids in each year. So besides just teaching in my classroom, I also do a lot of stuff within the school as well. So I am the indoor and outdoor track coach. I specifically do most of the jumps, all but high jump. So I do pole vault, long jump, and triple jump, which is really cool to see some of the kids really go from barely being able to run all the way to jumping over and clearing some 12-foot jumps in pole vault. If I'm not doing track, usually I'm in the fall here, I'm usually getting ready for my STEM club, which I'm the advisor for, and we do the Governor STEM competition, which takes a lot of my time, and we have been going to the Widener Engineering Challenge. Previously, that has always been some kind of mousetrap car, but I guess this year they're turning into Vex Robotics, and we also did the What's So Cool About Manufacturing, actually winning it for the first time that they offered it in Chester County. So very cool. That usually takes most of my fall time in school, and then once the snow starts to come, I'm able to be the ski and snowboard club advisor. So once the snow is on the slopes, we constantly keep going to Blue Mountain every year. Most Fridays. And this year I'm going to be the sole ping pong club advisor as well. If I'm not in school, which is almost hardly, I feel like I live there, outside of school, I really just enjoy hanging out with friends, camping. I'm an Eagle Scout, so I really like to do all this backpacking as much as I can. Really enjoy swimming, being at the beach. Hopefully I'll be going to the beach very soon. I still do a little bit of pole vaulting with the students in track, so really try to do as much as I can, and just overall some running. So my online experience, I did have one class that was online during my undergraduate. It was I believe, an English class. I don't think it was run as well as it could have been. We did a lot of just simple watch this video and then write papers about it. And I just was not very motivated within the class. The instructions were not very clear. The instructor did not really answer too many emails. It was just not the best experience. So, like I said previously, this is my first graduate level class, and I was super excited to have this one as my very first one, because all my classes for that graduate courses can be done all online. So I wanted to kind of see how a really well done online course should feel like, because I have yet to really experience that. I do a little bit of a blended classroom myself, but I've never actually seen a real online course, 100% online, and felt like it was very successful. Now I've only done one, so hopefully this will open my eyes up to new beginnings. So I do teach in a traditional school, and we're lucky enough to have one-on-one iPads. Every single student has an iPad, which is either good or bad depending upon which teacher you talk to. Now, me personally, I have a classroom full of desktop computers, and I have about 30 laptops, just in case if I need to go to a different room for whatever reason. So I have the access to a lot of computers. So I don't usually use too many iPads, because we do have the desktops and the laptops, but occasionally I'll have the desktops. The students will be working on CAD. They'll have a laptop open to look at a certain kind of PowerPoint or an activity, and then they're still using their iPads for some calculations and stuff. So we do use a lot of technology in my room. And my school got Blackboard last year, and I really struggled with that. So this year, my whole objective is to really try to use Blackboard, get used to it, so I can use that online teaching tool. So, prompt 1, I chose the good teaching is good teaching, whether it's online or in the brick and mortar school, and I have to 100% agree. It makes a lot of sense. I'm sure that in online teaching, there's a lot of prep work that needs to be done, just like in a standard brick and mortar school. If you aren't prepared, I'm sure that online teaching can be even more devastating, and learning can be extremely hard, just like in a traditional school. I almost have to say that you almost have to be more prepared on an online school. You have to foresee some problems that the students will have before they do, or else I'm sure that you'll be getting a whole bunch of emails and questions, and the assignments aren't done as well, which can be absolutely devastating, and learning can be extremely hard if that's the case. So to figure out if good teaching is good teaching wherever, just like I'm sure many other schools, we do the Danielson framework to kind of justify if we are, doing what we're supposed to, and the level of being a good teacher. So I decided to look at the Danielson framework and see if online teachers could potentially truly satisfy all the domains, and I couldn't see any kind of issue with an online teacher being able to truly hit all the domains and the aspects of the framework. I had never even thought of that before. I always just kind of assumed that an online teacher wouldn't be able to make the classroom as, especially I believe it's domain 3 here, hit all those aspects. So I was completely shocked by that notion. Now, I also really think that's a generalized statement. Good teaching is good teaching. Being a good teacher means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. You can have a good teacher that never gets to know their students and simply is just a commander in the classroom and inspire some students to succeed because they understand their content field. While some others would probably say the teacher really needs to inspire their students by having a positive atmosphere in the class and knowing every single student and really relating to them. I believe that the traditional brick and mortar school might be able to teach some soft skills that perhaps the online classes could not. I don't know if anybody else is having kind of a problem with some students. It's hard to hold conversations with them just due to some of the soft skills that they're actually lacking. And I really think that it has to do with some technology issues, but so maybe technology in some cases should be dialed back, but it's a discussion that I think teachers should have. But as far as the overgeneralized statement, good teaching is different to every single person. I'm sure it's different from each of us. It's completely up to the individual learner. We all learn in different ways, and if the teacher can really is teaching in a style that really works for you, they become a good teacher. Whereas they could be doing something that makes one student feel like he's a great teacher while another student struggles. So good teaching is, well, it's up to the individual. So for prompt 2, what challenges of teaching online outlined by the reading did I really want to dive deep into? So the very first thing that I thought of, even just starting off the reading assignment, I was thinking time management. I really want to understand how to do online teaching so that it doesn't take me hours upon hours of my time. Like I said previously, I'm trying to use Blackboard as an online tool this year, and it takes a long time to understand. It's been a year since it was introduced to our school, and I'm still having the first time struggles of figuring out where things are. But along with that, I know that it can be such a wonderful tool. I've seen the benefits of doing things online. I've seen the instant test scores, having the students become more motivated in the class, whether that's through educational games or just activities that are online. I can really see that it's used as a great tool. It's just I have to commend the online teachers to be able to use all the brand new technologies and introducing things to the students that are brand new to them, because it takes a lot of time to understand where buttons are located and how one system is working compared to another system. So I really want to understand the whole time management of online teaching. For me, I can see a lot of aspects where it would be wonderful to have. A lot of my aerospace classes use a lot of simulators that are all online, and I really want to know how to put them all together and do things just more in an efficient way. Okay, and that has a lot to do with just the time management. So lastly, the commercials. I saw a lot of connections, and I saw probably a little bit more of the misconnections between the INACOL standards and the commercials themselves. So the connections, obviously, they all hit upon the standard F, which is the addressing the individual himself, which I think is extremely important. I think nowadays all teachers should be becoming more individualized with their lessons.